Our guest today is Jeannie Francis from Spirit to Soul Connection. Jeannie is a reflexologist, a Reiki master, a professional retired master gardener. She is also the president of the South Jersey chapter of the American Herbalist Guild. She's one of the designers of the Camden's Children's Garden. She works closely with the Horticultural Society of Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Flower Show, and she's here to talk all about roses and Valentine's flowers. Welcome, Jeannie. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. It's a pleasure to sit with an old friend.
It is. It absolutely is. So
we had a conversation a while ago about Valentine's Day.
Yes, we
and
did.
the meaning of flowers, and that in our modern days we have forgotten what that means.
Mm-hmm.
In the Victorian times, they were very important. They meant messages.
Yes.
So there was something called the Victorian language of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It was both in Europe and in the United States. They were both a little different, but you can look these up online. Each bouquet that they made, whether it was in the house or whether it was given as a gift, had a meaning.
Yes.
And each flower meant a message.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So when you asked me to do this, I thought, oh, what could I talk about? And so I did a little research, and one of the things I looked up is, why do we use the rose? The rose in the Elizabethan time was a flower that was just coming into fad.
Mm-hmm.
The original rose is like the roses down along the beach on the shore, lots of thorns and not many flowers. Well, after some plant breeders breeded them with other plants, they made this beautiful, fluffy, big rose.
That looks like an American Beauty. Is that
that
looks like
is.
an American Beauty? Mm-hmm.
And so not only did this flower show your class, it showed your prestige, but it also, at that time, showed your educational level, which was very important, especially in the United States.
Yes.
Is that why the White House has a rose garden?
Yes, exactly. Prestige, money, and influence.
Ah.
And we can thank a man named Mr. Burbank, who really decided to develop the rose into big cabbage roses that we know nowadays. So somehow this beautiful rose became the symbol for Valentine's, or for Saint Valentine, who was in charge of fertility and love.
And the color red also.
Yes.
Yes.
So during the Victorian times, a bright, big red rose, when it was given by a man to a woman, was meant for true love, fidelity, and forever in my heart. But
We'll put that right.
okay. I'll use them in a minute. We could also talk about baby roses, which are the little ones.
Or the mini roses.
Mini roses. They significantly mean innocence. So if innocence is found in a bouquet that is given to a young woman, it is because the person giving that feels that person is pure.
Or young love as well.
Young love.
Yeah, they say for
I'm
young
never
love.
getting those.
A white carnation can mean two things.
Yes, it can.
It can mean innocence, or it can mean jealousy. So one would always wonder, if there was a white carnation put in the bouquet,
what the meaning
that
really
meant.
was.
Daisies, or any type of mums, always show young.
Yes, youth.
Pure, like pure beauty, pure young beauty. This would be given to a child or a young girl.
Right. I know when I was young and I was doing all of my ballet recitals, I always got a little bouquet of little tiny daisy mums or mums with a couple of white carnations. Little tiny nosegays.
Yeah. And then we have the pink tulip.
Tulips.
Tulips are wonderful messengers. They can be given in times of sadness or in times of happiness. But if you were in England and you were part of the high court, this would mean someone is after your back.
Ooh.
So
I also read that the Belvedere flower, if you send someone a Belvedere flower, you're declaring war on them.
absolutely.
And I could just imagine men sending men Belvedere flowers, and then you know a war is coming.
Absolutely.
What about a fish on the doorstep?
I
That's the same
know.
thing.
I don't know.
It's all these symbolisms that
I'd
are
rather
used.
get a flower, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
It's
no,
the flower. It's the war flower coming.
I'm going to get stabbed in the back, but at least I
I
know
got a
it's pretty. So there are many different symbolisms to different flowers, which we have forgotten. One of the things that was a tradition in the Victorian and the Elizabethan times is that if a young man wanted to be a suitor of a young lady, he could go to a older woman in town who was usually a widow. This is about the only job that they could have. And she would be called a tussy-mussy maker.
Right.
And he would tell the tussy-mussy maker his feelings, and he would have her make a little bouquet, and before an event, he would take this fresh bouquet to the young lady's father and present it to the father. Then the father, depending on how he felt about the young suitor,
And what was in the tussy-mussy, right? Depending on what flowers were in there.
he would then deliver it to his daughter. That night at the event, if she wore it in her hair, it meant they were friends. If she wore it on her waistband, maybe I'll dance with you. But if she wore it on her heart, he was the only name in her dance card for that evening. And that usually meant that Daddy was accepting him as the suitor.
Wow.
So even without conversation, without letters, without emails, these little bouquets could say so much to someone in just a delivery. So on Valentine's Day, everyone goes out and buys the red roses. And I tell people, go out and find something beautiful. Put together something beautiful. I think a statement from a man to a woman is a single red long stem rose. That's the statement.
Yes. Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be 5 dozen. Expensive.
And that also, statistics say that that is the most popular Valentine's rose gift, is a single long stem red with some baby's breath.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, the other roses, you know, have other meanings as well, like the pink is gratitude that we talked about, yellow, friendship, orange is desire. Yes, it is. Right. And what about the purple rose? Somebody mentioned that the purple rose was a mystical color.
It was a mystical color, but in England, it would have been seen as maybe a standoffish type thing, where in the United States, it was seen as alluring.
Oh,
you weren't sure.
What was that again?
Purple rose.
Purple rose.
Purple rose.
You know, it doesn't have it defined exactly what that is.
So maybe that's
it's
why
mysterious.
It's mysterious, right?
Yes.
The language of the flowers is very, very interesting. I studied it years ago, and I'm so happy that you came on to kind of refresh my memory on all of those meanings and symbols of the flowers. Because it's not just roses, it's all flowers.
My favorite flower that I like to give is the bird of paradise.
Yes. Oh, they're beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful, and that's when I give flowers. I don't give roses, I give flowers, and I put the bird of paradise in that. I make them put in there.
That is a magnificent flower, and its statement is like renewal, rejoicing, bringing back to life.
Absolutely.
And it's exotic.
It's exotic.
And as a plant, it's a very plain looking plant.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the flower is so exotic and so gorgeous.
Yeah, I do. I love them.
And they are a beautiful plant. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you know what though? As I get older, I think I look at like more of like green, like
ferns,
foliage. You know, we're setting up our studio. Charlotte, I'm bringing plants, and she's bringing.
And I'm
like, I like that, but I mean, like, I like things that are with flowers and then have green to them.
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
me too.
You know.
And I also now am going towards plants that will blossom and bloom, and that I can also plant outside.
Okay. And there is a language of the leaf of greens, different like Boston ferns. All these have a different meaning.
Interesting. That's right. We like Boston ferns.
We both like them.
And Boston ferns are good for an office building because they give you fresh air.
We love them.
Yes, I love them. Now, you also do some herb.
I am a master herbalist. I'm a doctor of herbalism.
Okay. Now, is there anything for like potion number 9s for those guys
is there
out
love
there?
potion?
Yes, there is. There is. There are different herbs that can be used that can bring on the more romantic feelings. And one of them is what you talked about earlier, chocolate.
Oh.
Chocolate is because it gets the endorphins in the brain to dance and be happy.
And probably gives you a little kick with the caffeine also.
Right. So way back in even the Aztec time, they made chocolate, hot chocolate, for the women who were pregnant or for those romantic evenings.
Wow.
So remember your chocolate.
Okay. Nothing herby though.
Like, yes.
I mean, do you think? I mean, like, is there like an herb like No, I'm not going to say oregano.
I knew you were going to say
know
that.
I'm saying like
There
something
are.
like that.
There are.
That's like, oysters are aphrodisiac, right?
Yes.
What are some of the herbs out there that are aphrodisiacs that I can purchase?
Oat straw is wonderful for women. It gets
What is
them
it?
oat straw.
Oat straw.
It gets women very nice and calm. When women are calm, things are easier.
They're happy.
Really? I'm going to invest in that.
For men, it's kapha kapha.
Kapha kapha. Where does kapha kapha come from?
That is from Brazil. It is a
Okay.
Brazilian type thing, and they make in Brazil. They make it in warm milk or tea and drink that in the
Ooh.
evening.
Oh,
Kapha kapha.
It's very good.
interesting.
And there are many other things. It depends on where you're going.
Okay. Okay.
Well, tell us a little bit about Spirit to Soul Connection and what's happening in your brand new location.
I have moved to a beautiful location in the center of Merchantville in a gorgeous Victorian building that has beautiful windows that look out on the street. And so on one side I will have a retail shop which will have herbs, herbal teas. We'll have a classroom in which we'll be doing classes on how to make herbal bubbles, how to
Soap.
make
Are you
bath
still making your
soap. I'm
soaps?
still making soap.
And salts.
And bath salts. We'll be doing classes on that or come by them. And on my other side will be a large open studio. We will be having yoga classes, Tai Chi classes, cooking classes, and I'm back to doing, as I'm known for, my ladies' nights once a month.
They're fun. I've been there.
Come out and eat some healthy snacks and have a chair massage, have a reflexology
Reflexology
session, and come meet other people that are just out to have fun. We'll also have a gallery, art gallery in that
very
side.
nice.
So every 2 months we will have a new guest artist. Their artwork will be up for 2 months. And so I have friends that are artists, and whenever I ask them, where's your artwork? It's like, well, it's in the basement, it's in the attic. So I've now said to my friends, I've got all these big walls, I need your artwork. So we're very excited about being in Merchantville. The town has welcomed us, and we're in shock. My husband and I just keep smiling, going, this is where we need to be.
That's nice. That's nice.
What's your exact location?
I am at 23 North Center Street, right near the Blue Monkey.
Oh yes, great place.
A half a stone's throw from the
Yes.
gazebo.
Around the corner from me.
Yes, yes.
And do you have a website?
I do. It is Spirit to Soul Connection, and I'll spell it. Spirit
Yes.
is S-P-I-R-I-T. Two is T-O. Soul is S-O-L-E because I'm a reflexologist. And the last word is connection. So it is spirittosoulconnection.com.
Awesome. Awesome.
Jeannie Francis and her Tussie Mussy.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining
Valentine's
us.
Day.
Oh, thank you. So sweet of you. It was wonderful to have you as a guest today on the
Thank
show.
you.
Wonderful to see you again. And I hope everyone will pay a visit to her brand new store that's opening March 7th. Is that your grand opening?
Yes.
What time?
We're going to start at 10 a.m.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome.